Is a fucking terrorist. A fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
It's not productive, it's kind of gross and icky, and I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone. It's not productive, it's kind of gross and icky, and I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Bruh. Oh my God!
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Prof is a fucking terrorist.
Fuck you.
Prof is a fucking terrorist.
Oh my God!
It's not productive, it's kind of gross and icky, and I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Prof is a fucking terrorist. A fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
It was our job to help law enforcement. It was our job to help law enforcement.
Prof is a fucking terrorist.
Fuck you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Prof is a fucking terrorist.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
All right. Check 1, 2. See if you can hear me. All right, it looks like that's happening. Whoa, let me stop that. Sorry about that. Music's over, Prof. Jesus. Grow up. Amateur operation we got going here. All right, sorry about that. Welcome in, everyone. And all right, I was saying, I guess you can hear me. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad that everyone can hear me, and that's all great and everything. Anyway, listen, this is what we're going to do right here. All right, thank you. Take care of cockroaches. Thank you. So got those out. So welcome in, everyone. And today is, Wednesday. I expected I was going to do it yesterday, and it didn't work out. So here we are today. And today's Wednesday, so I got to deal with Wednesday. And I figured I'd come on early because a little something happened today, and I want to talk about it. And honestly, I'd like to have my night tonight to rest because I'm going to do a Thursday and Friday show. So I didn't want to be up all night the next 3 nights. So I appreciate everyone who is here. Listen, guys, I got to say, I try not to like stumble when I speak and I don't know, reach for words, but you got to understand when you're dealing with someone who's stressed, someone who has a a busy day every day. You know, I got a lot to do. I'm doing all day. And then, of course, the phone rings off the hook. I can barely keep up with phone calls and emails. And I'm sure, like many of you, it's just absolutely busy all the time, even though I am living in a retirement scenario. Um, hey, if I'm gonna turn my phone off in case you're texting. Hold off for the texting until we're done. But you know, I go back and I listen to the shows. Okay, I listen to the shows. I listen to my shows and others, and you know, I'm just such a perfectionist in ways that I hate that I can't speak as eloquently as I would like to. And damn, I would really like to. But when I listen back, I'm always beating myself up because I'm like, oh, why are you pausing there? Why are you hesitating there? Why are you stumbling? Why are you forgetting what word to use? But I guess, in honesty, a lot of you probably feel the same because there's not many who are really great speakers. And public speaking was never a thing I did. Honestly, the only public speaking I ever did was in a classroom, speaking to children and then parents when we had to. So public speaking was never a thing I ever did until I came on this platform, which is especially the reason that I took down my first 100 shows or so, because that first year was quite a challenge just to kind of get comfortable and get comfortable in my own skin in front of the camera, learning how to talk, learning how to not be so distracted by the chat. And I got to say, it's still quite a challenge because the chat is very distracting. Okay, the chat is a very distracting thing when you're looking over at the chat and trying to speak, and then don't even mention when there's problems that pop up and people come in and cause problems in the chat. And so between trying to say things in the right way to get the message across that I'm trying to deliver, and addressing that angle, and then trying to get together the presentations to share with on screen, that's a handicap. And then reading the chat, looking at the chat, that's an issue. So it's a nonstop issue with all the multitasking that it takes just to do a stream. Like I said, on top of all that, you're looking at a busy individual. When I say the phone never stops ringing, I really mean it. It's just multiple phone calls all the time. And it's difficult to kind of keep doing things. And I know I'm often a little rude to people. I'm like, I got to get off the phone. I got to do a show. So it's not easy to do. But, you know, obviously there's a lot going on in this community. And in this community, I don't just mean in Delphi, but I do mean in Delphi. But I also mean in all of social media and YouTube and in all of the true crime cases. And, you know, I've been trying forever to share my thoughts with you and help you understand where I'm coming from. And I think I have done it in a very calm, collected, and compassionate way. But of course, the haters will never see that. You know, they want to find something to demonize you with. And so no matter what you do, you can never do the right thing for all people, because people will try their damnedest to discredit you, to demonize you, and to turn you into a monster. And that's been something I've been fighting ever since I stepped foot on YouTube, is the people trying to turn me into a monster. And so it's kind of interesting because, you know, if we're looking around YouTube right now, I think some revelations are starting to unfold regarding the concept of controlled opposition and bad actors. Okay, bad actors in terms of creators and in terms of people behind the scenes and in the chats. And so imagine yourself being bullied for an extended period of time, being gang stalked, being harassed with your police, with your CPS, with your family members, and just in general all over social media. Many of you would buckle under the pressure. And so it's a challenge. I'm freezing up. Thank you, Dom. Let me, I got to close some things. So let me close some applications then. Let's see. I'm going to close a bunch of stuff I'm not using. Even though I have an amazing computer, even it struggles to keep up. So I'm just going to close all of this crap I'm not using. Okay, maybe that'll free some stuff up. I just closed like 8 or 10 apps. So now, I always think it's good when there's a lot of pressure in the community because things come to the surface. You know, this pressure creates an environment wherein truth is squeezed out of people, and maybe people act in different ways that reveal their intentions. So anyway, it's not the easiest thing. You know, it's not the easiest thing to do. You try to get here and do things, and you'll see it's not that easy. And a funny thing is what I notice by surveying the true crime landscape, you got a whole lot of people who do nothing. Like when I compare what I've done and the way that I've done things and the amount of information I've presented, there's no comparison with a large majority of creators. A lot of them are just some women sitting behind the computer screen, behind avatars, complaining a lot. And I think, geez, man, I sit here on a very regular occasion, showing my face, speaking honestly for long periods of time, and showing receipts for the things that I say. And it's astonishing to me, the, I guess, unfairness of it all, that doesn't seem to be appreciated so much all the time. And so anyway, it's just been a challenge to be here. And so, you know, regarding all of that, if you step back 3 years when I first came around, you'll know that for 2 years, and literally up until the sentencing of Richard Allen, the primary fight was from the group that I call the Troll Farm. The group that I call the Troll Farm. And you guys, you've been through it all. Anyone who's watched me for a number of years, you saw all the battles with the Troll Farm, and you saw all the harassment from the Troll Farm. And you know that I still get things to my house from the Troll Farm, and still get harassed with the police from the Troll Farm, and all these things. But the funny thing here is that, in all honesty, the landscape has changed, and I've been trying to show that to you. And it occurred to me that maybe I need to explain it again or say it in a different way, because I don't know if you've all noticed, but since the beginning of this year, the Troll Farm has basically knocked it off. You know, you won't really see me sharing much from the Troll Farm, because basically what it appears to me is that they've all stepped back. They've all stepped back. And so I take a look at the landscape and I say, wow, Troll Farm's quiet. They've all stepped back. But then, just like clockwork, and it's odd, it's very odd, and this is somewhat a thing to consider that might give you a little glimpse into what I'm trying to say is that it's odd that just as the troll farm steps back, the cranks step forward and ratchet up the same exact behaviors multiplied times 10 that the troll farm had always engaged in. You know, using my kids against me, straight up defaming and lying and making up outright falsehoods about my own life and my own past and my own present. I guess what I'm saying is that the exact tactics of the troll farm, and I mean every tactic, from that type of harassment to real life harassment to the astroturfing through the hiding behind fake accounts and all of this, every single aspect that the troll farm engaged in their campaign to destroy me, to run me off the case because I criticized the Patty family. The cranks have adopted those exact same tactics, and just coincidentally, just as the troll farm stepped back in their attacks, the cranks stepped forward and took their place with the same abusive tactics multiplied times 10. And that's not a lie, and it's not hyperbole. And I think you should also realize that I've shown it all to you. Well, maybe not all, because the last time I really showed you anything might have been a month or two ago. So, you know, obviously in those 30 to 45 days, there's been continuing bullshit, okay? And this is not fantasy world. This is absolutely factual, I'm telling you. You could see it for yourselves if you were diligent enough to go seek it out. You know, not only have I shown it all to you, but it's a lot of it's still up there where you can go see it for yourself. So you can go to Twitter, you can check that out. You can go to their channels, you can check that out. And just like the troll farm, one of the things they like to do is they love to provoke and attack. So what they do is they provoke, attack, defame, defame. And then when you respond even one time, they turn around and cry victim. I mean, you saw it with, let's take for an example from the troll farm, Jinx. Okay, attack, provoke, stalk. And then when you clap back even one time, cry victim. Ooh, you know. It's a huge deal when there's 100 assaults and you respond one time, you know, then they're the victim. And it's actually exactly the same with the mean girls or the cranks, as they call themselves. It's been nonstop. And today, there was a recurrence that I want to bring to your attention and talk about a little. So, you know, as I look back, this brings us back to December, okay, December of last year, which is going on almost a year now, right? That's 11 months ago. So about 11 months ago, remember, this is before anything to do with the Bridge Guy video, anything to do with the Kathy Allen contract, anything to do with the fundraiser, anything to do with any of this, okay? Going back to December. We're out here minding our business. And you know, at the time, I was talking a lot with Alex Voorhees and Adrian in Light in the Dark. And we were all looking at some things that were a little concerning, and we were all just kind of discussing it. And eventually that started to trickle out in our posts and our shows. And as I mentioned, it was an absolute period of silence with the troll farm because Richard Allen had been convicted and sentenced, and they just seemed to like go silent. Well, then Out of the blue, okay, in December, All Eyes on Delphi started a very, very foul, aggressive sort of smear campaign or attack headed in my direction, but also, as I mentioned, Adrian and Alex, because that was what was going on in December. And it was a very vile type of angle she was coming from. I remember thinking, what the hell's wrong with you, lady? What the hell did we do to you? What the hell did I do to you? You come in with a lot of fucking fire, or whatever. You come in with a lot of smoke. Over what? Over what? Over me and Adrian and Alex expressing concerns about Dawn Toretti and her claims. And so that was the first really volley in this thing in this past year. And anyway, I looked at it like, okay, well, I guess maybe you got this wrong. And maybe you're just being weird. And so, I don't know, back off, lady. I'll leave you alone. Leave me alone. Shit. And I figured that would be a one-time thing because I figured, hey, this person appears to be on the side of Richard Allen and telling the truth about Delphi. You know. So I let it roll off the shoulders. And then January, February passed, and things started happening that I was not liking overall with Michael Osbrook, Bob Mata, and some of that contingent. And the way I saw it is I found it extremely concerning that there were some people attempting to discredit the Jason Jensen investigators, Christine and Erica, and myself. And it was somewhat of a mystery to me. Like, why would you be trying to discredit those two and me? Like, what kind of harm are we doing here? I mean, after all, you look back into all that I was doing at the time with this case. I mean, I was on a mad dash up to trial, during trial, and after, trying to push as hard as I could to I guess push as much as I could out because of the intensity of the situation with trial approaching and then trial ongoing, and then the aftermath of this verdict that none of us agreed with. I was trying to push as hard as I could, work a lot, and put a lot of information out and really press. And I thought, wow, all of that I've done, and I'm disposable or something? Like you're on this mission to discredit me or turn people away? I couldn't understand it. And as many of you know, when March hit, this group tried to pull a very deceptive move onto this community. And there's zero doubt about that. And if you have a doubt about that, you need to go back and check the record. Okay, check the record, because although it took some time for some of the truth, which is still only 10%, remember, this group has never told the truth about what went on after the sentencing of Richard Allen until this summer. They never told the truth about any of that. They only gave a glimmering of the truth after a couple months of holding their feet to the fire. And so they tried to pull this very deceptive move on the community. And all of that started with the filing of the notice of appeal and the leaking of this video that appears to be enhanced, which they are claiming is the original video from Liberty's phone. And so when that occurred, I took it really offensively because I was trying to demand accountability and honesty and transparency in all of this process, including with myself and including all of you in the chat and all the creators. Remember, I never liked those crime scene photo leaks. Now, I do believe the crime scene photos should be out there in the public because I believe they're important. But I did not agree with the way it all happened when these crime scene photos did leak, and it was blamed on the defense, and it was all the troll farm. And then they tried to make it look like they were all totally innocent. And remember, not one of them ever told the truth about that either. But anyhow, you fast forward until March, and what I saw, from my perspective, it was the same thing. Okay, what we saw with the Bridge Guy video was no different than what we saw with the crime scene photo leak, in that you had something leaked from Discovery, something which right now is considered a confidential exhibit by Judge Gull. Okay, Judge Gull has declared that that Bridge Guy video is confidential. Okay, and if you were to go and look at all the exhibits that have been released, you're going to be astonished, because if you go and look at all of this that has been released, what you're going to see is there's a large number of exhibits that are confidential and withheld from the clerk's record, which is very strange. Okay, it's very strange. But regardless, and another thing, while we're talking about these cranks, do you notice that you don't hear them bitching at all about all of those confidentially withheld exhibits? You don't hear a single complaint about all of that, but you hear a lot of complaints about me. Okay, so half the exhibits are hidden. They're declared confidential. We don't even understand why. Okay, why? Why would that Bridge Guy video, and it's actually 3 exhibits, okay? There are 3 exhibits about the Bridge Guy video. Why are they considered confidential? They don't include crime scene photos. They don't include autopsy photos. They don't include autopsies. So why are they withheld from the clerk's record? Why won't the court give them up to us? Anyhow, as I mentioned, in March, when they decided to thrust this to the community and play stupid about that it was them doing it, remember I said they tried to deceive the entire community. They thrust it on the community, and they all lied to your faces. They deceived you. They acted like they had nothing to do with it. And I took that as offense, because I looked at it and I knew it was them and I knew what happened. And I said, well, please, you go say what happened, because it's important to stand behind that and give clarity on what it is and where it's coming from so that people can know how to maybe judge it. Prominence was important. And remember, it took 2 months for them to even begin to admit in the slightest that it was them. Because the first wave was outright lies. It's not us. It wasn't us. We didn't know anything about it. Okay? And after I held the feet to the fire long enough, and of course, I was on the receiving end of all the abuse, eventually they had to admit that it was them. But like I said, that's all they did. They gave you 10% of the story. 0 receipts, I should add to that. 0 receipts for anything they said. But at least, at a bare minimum, they acknowledged that they were behind it. Okay, still didn't get the story, the straight story. Still didn't get a single receipt regarding any of it. But that event and me telling the truth about that event caused a goddamn tidal wave of harassment and slandering, and you guys were able to witness it for yourselves. All of a sudden, I was a bad guy for telling the truth. When no one else came out here and told you the truth about that, I did. But I'm the bad guy. And then right on the heels of it, there was a Kathy Allen contract. And of course, I told the truth about that. And when I told the truth about that, I was again called a liar. And there was all of this misinformation and pivoting where they tried to turn it into a tort claim civil suit endeavor rather than a post-conviction investigation contract. It was all pivoting, damage control, spin. And again, I paid the price for that. Okay. And they tried to turn it into you don't care about Richard Allen. And it's going to be Kathy's fault. And why isn't a post-conviction investigation started? And I just thought it was incredibly disrespectful and bizarre. And then they turned on Andy Baldwin and said, he's a pussy motherfucker. What happened to those men that we once admired? And you'll remember all of that cooked, right? And as I've said before, then people started asking me about the fundraiser as if I had any knowledge, right? I didn't. But I took those questions and brought them to the surface because I thought it was important. I thought it was very important to help the donors to that fundraiser raise their questions publicly, since no one was answering their questions about what happened with that fundraiser money. And just like clockwork, All Eyes on Delphi, again, she spit out several completely inaccurate bullshit spreadsheets that looked nice and fancy, but that contained glaring errors and bad math. And so I had a couple accountants look at that information. And the accountants eventually got back to me. And then I emailed Andy Baldwin about it. And eventually, Andy Baldwin got back to me. And it turned out I was correct about the fundraiser in all the things that I had said, which is that it was with Andy Baldwin and there's 30-something thousand left. But of course, I continually paid the price for asking the hard questions and giving the answers that I was able to receive. And I tried to call out the misinfo and the disinfo and the what I would consider bad actors. Because this is a case concerning the murder of two little girls, two children. If you can't be honest in this environment, you don't need to be here. There's absolutely nothing that you should have to lie about, deceive about, or be obscuring when we're talking about child murders. What is there to lie about or deceive about? What do you have to hide? And since all of that transpired, it's been a relentless campaign to try to destroy me, to try to harass me, to try to discredit me, and to try to turn the entire community against me. Why? Because I asked you all to tell the truth? It's that simple. And so, what I'm getting at is this morning, something interesting happened here because all of you are aware of the shit going on right now with Lauren, Matthias, hidden true crime. I mean, how could you not be? It's the viral distraction campaign in the true crime community right now. There's nothing more viral or distracting than that entire debacle right now. I mean, if you go take a survey of YouTube, you'll see that that's all every live stream is about every day for the past fucking, I don't know, has it been a month yet? Almost. It's been nonstop. Lauren, you know, da 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 da. And there's good points to discuss in all of that, but it's just been absolutely insane. Like I said, it's been a viral campaign right now, and it has the effect of distraction right now. It's distracting from Anthony Schatz. It's distracting from Jerry Holman and Keegan Kline, and it's distracting from third-party perpetrators. It's distracting from a lot. And all the hours people are spending covering it on both sides, pretty counterproductive. But there are, I guess there are some benefits to all the noise in that some truth is rising to the surface. And it appears that just like we all knew in our guts, there's more to Lauren than meets the eye, right? There is some type of collusion happening. It's just absolutely obvious. Now, the level of that collusion, I guess that's going to be forthcoming with all of this rising to the surface. But I guess what I'm saying is, so this morning, there was a live stream. And, you know, I was watching it and having my morning coffee, and I thought, hey, I'm going to join this chat because the live stream was Salty Sleuth having Joe Schmo on for a Q&A. And I thought, hey, you know, this is a good opportunity to ask Joe, since he was willing to go on the stream and answer tough questions. I thought I'll go in there and I can ask Joe a few questions myself. And maybe if I'm lucky enough, he might answer one of those questions. And so I did go in there to ask a question. So I went in there and I carried, you know, back and forth for a while. And eventually one of my questions was answered by Joe, which the question I pretty much asked was, Joe, do you think what Lauren did was right or wrong? And the answer he gave was that he thought it was wrong. Because clearly it is wrong. Clearly what Lauren has done is wrong. And that should be enough of it. You know, that's the simplest version. Okay, it's wrong what she's done. Now, like I said, because of the pressure and all the noise, there are additional facts rising to the surface, which are even more concerning than just her being right or wrong about bullying someone. But keep in mind, everyone we're dealing with are bullies, right? This is cyberbullying. This is what they do. It's harassment campaigns to run you off of the case. And I've repeatedly encouraged you all to reflect upon the past and all the creators who have been run off this case with that harassment. Some of that harassment you don't know anything about the creator because the creators never got on the live streams and actually talked about it. But you think of all the creators who've been run off of this case, and in particular, I'm talking about DELPHI. All the ones run off of this case were run off of this case by harassment campaigns by this same group of people. And by the same group, I mean the Uniparty. Okay, the Troll Farm and the Mean Girls. And like I said, it's funny how as the Troll Farm stepped back the mean girl stepped forward so that the harassment doesn't end. It just changed faces. But this is how they all do, because remember, I've said before, Delphi Docs is the mean girls, right? The cranks are the Delphi Docs crew. There's no difference. And remember, we had Skip on before, and Skip has talked repeatedly about how Delphi Docs was a absolutely nefarious harassment campaign, defaming campaign, discrediting campaign directed at him back before Richard Allen's arrest, because he dared to question Daniel Pearson and Shelby Hicks' story. I've also brought to your attention how, as I've looked at all of this, it has occurred to me that the number one line that runs through all of these groups is the Patty family. It's almost as if that's the one thing you're not allowed to talk about. You're not allowed to ask questions of the family. And that's posted absolutely very clearly in Delphi Docs. Rule number 1. But it's also the rule of the cranks. It's also the rule of the troll farm. And it's also the rule of Salty Sleuth and Joe Schmo. Which makes sense when I'm going to describe to you what happened today. Which is, as I mentioned, I went in there for a good hour or more and had no problems, was discussing and asking questions. And then out of the blue, what happens? All eyes on Delphi. That's right. Matter of fact, let me see if I can, I like to show receipts for the things that I claim. So let me see if I can do this. Yes, everything is acting a little slow on my computer. All right. So this is something that I saw after the incident. Okay, but you'll notice here, this is what I'm referring to. Salty Sleuth investigates. The voice of reason. Are you kidding me? Lori Vallow's dumb cousin and the Joe Schmo of it all. Coffee and crime conversations. Okay. Well, I didn't know that this was posted by this individual, so it's no surprise what I'm about to show you, because obviously this person was watching the whole time. But this is what happened there. So, as I'm innocently participating in this conversation, All Eyes barges in like a bull in a china shop, and she says, "I wondered why Prof was here taking a break from hunting me and my fam. But I was just informed him and Christina doxed me. We'll have to catch y'all later." Okay. I wondered why Prof was here taking a break from hunting me and my fam. But I was just informed him and Christina doxed me. We'll have to catch y'all later. And I said, "Please leave me alone. No one doxed you, creepy. I tell the truth." So this is an outright lie. Okay. All eyes on Delphi. If I've doxed you, put it on the screen. Where's the receipt? Where's the receipt? Because what this is a smear campaign. Okay. Smear campaign. This is an attempt to turn this entire community against me as well. Okay. This is an attempt to turn this community against me by claiming I'm doxing you and hunting you and your family. And what was interesting, okay, this was not the problem, okay? The problem was what happened as a result of this, which is that immediately the mods blocked me and started celebrating the fact that I was removed from the chat. And Salty Sleuth then started talking shit as if I'm a piece of shit. Almost feels like a setup. And here you'll see some of that reaction from the mods. It says, all eyes lovey face. Don't mess with our community. We protect our own. Don't leave all eyes. All eyes on Delphi ready to close. No, it says, all eyes on Delphi says, I thought he was actually behaving himself. I'll check in later after seeing what all these messages I just got sent are. Never a dull moment, I swear. So, all eyes, are you meaning to tell me you're claiming, you're alleging, you're slandering, you're defaming, you're smearing that I doxed you, not even had looked at the messages you got sent? Because that doesn't add up, okay? I thought he was actually behaving himself. I'll check in later after seeing what all these messages I just got sent are. And you'll see there's a user named Zeke3021, which is 213. You guys know about 213, right? 213. This is who we're dealing with, 213. But Zeke213 says, ready to close ranks. Just let me know what I need to do. Ready to close ranks. Just let me know what I need to do. So, you know, that's really wrong. That's really wrong because when I enter someone's chat, on the rare occasion that I do, I keep it completely respectful. And if you were to go back to that live stream that happened this morning, you'll see that I was nothing but respectful the entire time, even to Mr. Joe Schmo, because I wouldn't disrespect a guest on a live stream. I asked him questions respectfully. And I respected the creator's platform and live chat. I did not bring drama into her live chat. I did not bring bullshit from the outside into her live chat. I kept it on topic, totally respectful, thanking them for doing it. And like I said, basically just trying to have genuine good faith questions answered by Mr. Joe Schmo. Now, what I think is funny is that you would boot me from the chat for being respectful, and that you would not boot All Eyes from the chat. When she came in, after 2 hours, she was the only one who entered this chat, completely disrespectful, off topic, bringing in drama. And again, this is the first appearance. See, I wondered why Prof was here taking a break from hunting me and my family, but I was just informed him and Christina doxed me. We'll have to catch y'all later. Bringing bullshit into Salty Sleuth's chat. And instead of her getting timed out or booted, I got timed out or booted. And you know, it seems to me we're dealing with one large group. Exactly what Kracia was speculating about at the end of that live stream that she got struck down for, or that got struck down. Exactly what Rotting Jules is speculating. exactly what Christina and Adrian are speculating, and exactly what I am positing. That we are dealing with one ginormous group whose sole purpose is to control the narrative around these child murders on the internet. Do we not get it yet? And it was very disheartening, honestly, because Joe Schmo and Salty Sleuth intimated after I was booted that, yeah, no, they don't, they're not good with my existence. Okay. Because obviously I do question the family. And the reason I question the family is because the majority of the public does honestly question the family in Delphi, because the family has exhibited a lot of bizarre behavior over the years, a lot of contradictions, a lot of unproved allegations and timelines and all of this stuff. I've never attacked the family, but I've questioned the family because of the questionable things. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. And as I look back, as I said, that common thread through all of these individuals who've gang stalked, who've engaged in these smear campaigns, who've tried to destroy me, run me off the internet, the common theme has been, you're not allowed to question the family. And that's odd, because no matter what else we talk about, we can talk about Anthony Shots, we can talk about the meth game, we can talk about child predators, we can talk about all sorts of things. But the one thread, the line you cannot cross with these groups, all of them, the one commonality that I've picked up on, at least, is questioning the family. And anyway, so after that event this morning, I started thinking, like, this is ridiculous. It's never ending. It's never ending. And now I've told you I've been writing a series of articles on my Substack that I have not published yet, trying to display to you all of this stuff and on a timeline so that all of you can see for yourselves with receipts what actually transpired in the order that it happened and what was said and what was not said and all of that. And it's just funny that this woman keeps provoking me over and over and over and over. And it's not just her. It's all of the cranks. It's all of the cranks. They provoke. Now, I've been doxxed by the cranks. I'm a true victim. I've been smeared, slandered, discredited, doxxed, bullied. There are receipts for all that. Where are your receipts? And as I mentioned, I really haven't talked much about this in the past month or two because I don't want to. But every time that I'm forced to, I keep bringing it back around to the fact that this does appear to be the most concerning thing in the Delphi community. And honestly, it looks like it's becoming that way with the Vallow and with other child murders. It really does. Because it seems like this same pattern keeps exhibiting itself over and over and over. I've speculated at times, is this a PR campaign? Are these social media influencers who have been hired to do this? Are these people who have made some kind of deal with the law enforcement to do this? Are these state actors who are doing this, who actually work for the three-letter agencies? Who are these people? They've all wiped their internet histories. When you go and looking into them, many of them are tied to high-level individuals in government and politics. They all have the same rails they run on, which is that these are the lines you are able to walk between, and you cannot step over those lines. And of course, I've always paid the price for stating the obvious. I get harassed using law enforcement. I get the harassment in person. I get the harassment on the emails and telephone calls, all over Twitter, all over YouTube, nonstop. And most of it is lies. There's so many lies that have been told. And I look around like, you guys are just able to continuously spout lies and not ever have any backup for it, any factual basis. You just straight up lie just to discredit someone and turn people against them. And yes, that's how they operate. And so I thought, I guess today would be a good day to kind of show you just in the past 2 weeks, like, because I don't know how much of it you all catch, but just in the past 2 weeks, you would not believe the bullshit. It's all distraction. It's all discrediting. It's all slandering, defamation. It's trying to turn pre-existent communities against you. And I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow it because I will keep talking. I'll keep speaking my truth. I'll keep showing you what is going on. And I challenge you, find me doing 1/10 of it, which you'll never find. And that's a goddamn fact. You will not find a fucking 1/10 of what I ever show you that these people are doing. And like I said, just in the past 2 weeks, I made one comment on one of Christina's videos, one comment, kind of smart ass comment, which was also based in fact. The fact that All Eyes has been doing all this that she's been doing on the clock. Fact. But apparently, you can go 100, 200 times and just run my name through the mud, and I can't say one thing in response one time. And see what they're trying to do right now, for all of you who are thick-skulled, you don't really get it yet. They're trying to seize the momentum of this current movement that is trying to expose Lauren for her bad behavior. And they're trying to seize that moment or ride that wave and make me another Lauren. The objective here with these cranks right now is to cast me or frame me as another Lauren, so that that entire all that energy that people are directing towards all that smoke people have for Lauren right now, these cranks want all of those people to also direct it at me and frame me similarly to Lauren, so that I get beat up like Lauren is getting beat up. But see, it's not going to happen because I got proof and you don't. And anyone stupid enough to believe you and ignore the evidence that I present are proving that they're also idiots or bad actors. And here's an example of what I'm talking about. Now, you know what this is, right? You guys know what this is? Raise your hand in the chat if you know who this is. This is Lauren, okay, and her associate snitching on Christina to try to use law enforcement against her. You remember that this exists. But notice what happened here on October 24th. Okay. You see how the date's at the top? I leave the date up there for a reason so that you got it on the receipt. So October 24th, the look on Prof and Christina and Adrian's faces after giving law enforcement their shitpost archive of all of our social media that they obsessively monitor, catalog, tone police, and attempt to control, shame, intimidate, et cetera, because they think it's going to send us to jail. So this is what I mean by trying to align us or frame us in the same light as Lauren hidden true crime. And let's take a look at some of the comments, because the comments, you see what, every time this is done, there is a swarming that happens in the comments, which you can't overlook. Okay? Don't ever overlook the comment sections, because that's where the effect of the smearing shows its ugly face. Way to make it about themselves and their hurt feelings. They are seriously obsessed. Okay, seriously obsessed, really? So I've shown you 1,000 screenshots of the cranks gang stalking me for 10 months. But I'm the obsessed one. 1,000 screenshots versus one. They are seriously obsessed. They are so afraid they won't get attention for their hard work. They are trying to take down anyone who knows more, Listen, are we going to seriously act like All Eyes knows more about the case than Prof? Come on. I'm not even getting into a cock measuring contest. They are trying to take down anyone who knows more to eliminate the competition. Assholes. They don't give two shits about Rick. Excuse me. First of all, I don't see them as competition. That's the mindset. That's the bad mindset right there. Since when do I view another person on this side as competition? There is no competition here. There's no the competition is between the guilters and this side. But this shows you the mindset. Eliminate the competition. Assholes. They don't give two shits about Rick. No, you know who doesn't give two shits about Rick? People who don't respect him and his wife's words and wishes when they are repeatedly expressed to you. And remember, I've repeatedly expressed to you, Rick don't want no money. Kathy don't want no money. They don't want no money raised in their names. They don't want to sign a fucking contract for you lawyers. And you're putting him in harm's way by continuously sending him money and raising money for him. And he said so himself. So who doesn't give two shits about Rick Allen? Here's another one, because notice what they do, right? She always cross posts. This is another thing about All Eyes. She always cross posts. So when she has bullying, smear pesting type of shit that she wants to do, what she does, she goes and posts it on Twitter and she posts it on YouTube so that it gets maximum gravity. Okay, maximum effect. She cross posts every single fucking smear pesty type of thing she ever puts across. And that's a fucking fact.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Yeah, we're going to look at some degrading comments. Just a moment. But notice, it's also on Twitter, right? It's also on Twitter. And it says, blah, 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 blah. But look here down at the bottom. All Eyes, Kevin and Anya and their lunatic sources that they for some reason share with Nick and Holman probably had this look on their faces too. So now it's aligning, now it's trying to align me and Adrian and Christina with Nick McClellan and Jerry Holman. So do you see the direction this is going? You see the direction? Lauren True Crime, Nick McClellan, Jerry Holman, Prof, Adrian, Christina. And check this out. That Christina lady is a fucking lunatic. The PR team, this is another thing they do to mock when you're right. Because remember, I told you, every time they mock They only mock things that you're right about. Anytime you see a mocking tone, it's when you're right. The PR team paid me $1,007 to post this. My favorite is that they talk about people being programmers, like having any useful skills in life is a bad thing. I'm not even a programmer, and I actually work in the field. Just the weirdest, craziest dregs of society huddled together, causing chaos. Well, let's talk about programmers, because isn't it odd that all of the men in this case are computer programmers? I haven't even shown you that yet. Trust me, we're getting to it. Because I've always told you, I show you about 25% of the information I've gathered. I'm not going to show all my cards at once. But all of the males in this group are all computer programmers who are proficient at incorporating AI into their programming. Just a side note. All right, and this is interesting here. Some lies about Christina. Check this out. More beef than a herd of Angus Aberdeen. Hey, Christina's profile and beef summary. And then what they do is, this is a completely ridiculous chat GPT summary that gets all the facts wrong, because as you read through this, there are things in here that have nothing to do with Christina. Okay. For instance, videos amplify profs' rants accusing all eyes of slandering victims like Nicole Bowen and gatekeeping docs. No. I've shamed Amy Peppers for slandering Nicole Bowen. And I just did that on a recent show. Okay, so if you go watch the recent show where I describe how Nicole Bowen was so viciously spoken about by Amy Peppers, that's what that was about. So you're using Chat GPT and you don't even know what you're doing, because Christina didn't say anything about Nicole Bowen or all eyes slandering Nicole Bowen. So this is just what I mean, how stupid this is. But check it out at the bottom. They are guilters. Now, that's a repeated theme you're going to see from this group. Like I said, they're aligning us with Murder Sheet, with Jerry Holman, with Nicholas McClelland. Murder Sheet, Jerry Holman, Nicholas McClelland. We're guilters, in other words. We're state actors. We're prosecuting friendly narrative pushers. They are guilters. They are guilters hiding in the skin of Free Rick Allen movement. I am starting to scream from the rooftop now. I'm done with their bullshit. So you see the effect it has on the unsuspecting viewer? Do you see, like I said, how when you read these posts, you have to go into the comments to see the effect that it has. Because they're leading gullible women like Laura. They're leading by interjecting these talking points, and Keith has done it repeatedly. They are guilters. They are veiled guilters is a term he likes to use for a little Amy G. They are veiled guilters. Well, you've said it enough and slandered enough that now you've got Laura believing they are guilters hiding in the skin of Free Rick Allen. I mean, that's what they're saying about us. It's been their whole shtick since March. Uniparty, PR company, controlled opposition. Projection much? No, it's because that's what you are. You are controlled opposition, and we're calling you out. How can they say you're defense shills? What the heck is a defense shill? Someone who supports? No, they don't support the defense. You are dealing with a group of people trying to sabotage the appeal for Rick Allen and make the conviction stick. That's what you call a defense a defense supporter? And let's analyze these claims, because this is hilarious. If you really, really listen to these points she's trying to make, and if you know me well at all, let's compare these points. Because this is gaslighting. Now, we're dealing with another tactic, which is gaslighting, okay? Check this out. Basically in their book, and here's where the gaslighting starts. And I'm reading this because, look, we have to get past it today. This has to be explicitly understood today, because I'm not going another day without having you all understand this. Requesting documents, bad. Whoever said that? When have I ever said that legitimately requesting public documents from the courts is bad? I've never said it. Requesting courts documents is not bad. I'm trying to request them myself. This is a smear campaign. Requesting documents bad? Never said it. Okay, never said it. Sharing information bad? Never said it. Misinformation? Yes, bad. Disinformation? Yes, bad. Sharing information? Not bad. Leaking discovery? Bad, really bad. You all have leaked discovery since before trial. There's evidence and receipts for that. So yeah, I did say leaking discovery is bad. Did I say requesting documents or sharing information is bad? Never. This is a gaslight. This is a bad faith argument. Supporting the defense bad. Oh, let me think. Yeah, pussy motherfucker, those men I used to respect. We'll just leak shit and blame it on them. Yeah, is that supporting the defense? Supporting defense bad? No. Never said it. I've questioned the defense just like you all need to. We've done a lot of questioning of everyone here. Having rules on a subreddit so Reddit don't ban you, bad. No. That's a gaslight. Saying you're not allowed to question the family, whatever, that is bad because you do not have a free speech platform. Let's be honest here. Delphi Docs is not a free speech platform. Delphi Docs is a narrative control platform, which is no different from All Eyes on Delphi's GitHub. It's a narrative control platform. When they tried it with Delphi Docs, it was the same thing, a repository of documents and narrative control. And now that you've got the cRaNKs, it's a repository of documents and narrative control in the Delphi case. Using free Rick Allen, bad. Whoever said that? Like, see, this is just hateful. This is hateful smearing to try to turn stupid people against me who've never come over here for themselves and actually heard the things I've said and watched the hundreds of hours of advocating for Rick Allen that I've done. Okay, so this is trying to smear, discredit, and turn people away who don't know any better. Sending Rick money, bad. Yes. It is when he asks that you don't send him money and Kathy has asked that you don't send him money. Yeah, it is bad because it's disrespectful. Advocating for the crime to be further investigated, bad. Oh, really? Really? Isn't that all that I do? Let's see. Prof constantly says, this is a cover-up. This is a Barry job. There are other killers out there. This crime needs to be investigated by the FBI. We need a RICO. Me saying that is saying it's bad to advocate further investigation. This is just straight up lies. It's straight up lies. Using Twitter bad. Oh, really? Using Twitter bad? Or gang stalking and harassing via Twitter. See, this is a gun control argument. You know, oh, guns are bad. Guns are bad. No, it's the way you use it, moron. It's the way you use it. Okay? The way you all use it, it's bad. Yes. And this is another complete falsehood she drums up. Trying to keep one place on Reddit where people can say Rick is innocent without being attacked. Very bad. Do you guys understand now? Trying to keep one place on Reddit where people can say Rick is innocent without being attacked. Very bad. Then why do you attack Amy G on Reddit? Isn't Amy G's place on Reddit someplace you can go and say Rick Allen is innocent? No, you want to shut her down too. See, you're trying to shut down Amy G. You're trying to shut down the prof. You're trying to shut down Adrian. You're trying to shut down Christina. You're trying to shut down anyone who doesn't go along with your line of bullshit. It gets even better. Attempting to unearth any more information bad. Who has said it? Has anyone ever heard me say attempting to unearth any more information is bad? Ooh, it's bad that you're trying to unearth information. It's bad that you're trying to further investigate this case. I mean, these are bad faith arguments. This has never been said. None of this. Supporting any Rick Innocent channel that is not prof or bosom buddies with the prof, the worst. No. Again, when have I said that? Hey, everybody, go support True Crime Design. Go support Eye of Apophis. Go support Little Joe Lewis. Go support Amy G. Go support Adrian. Go support any other fucking channel who's not the cranks. I don't like misinformation, disinformation, which is all you do. Keeping someone anonymous, bad. No. Cyber stalking, doxing, and bullying. Cyber stalking, doxing, bullying, going after people's family behind anonymous fucking accounts. Yeah, that's bad. That's why our sights are set on you. Okay, you want to know why we're looking at you all? Because the shit you've done, you've targeted us and our families. So yeah, we feel threatened. We want to know who you are now. And guess what? We do know who you are now. Objecting to being doxed, evil. Curating information hub and working for transparency. State paid actor, bad. Working for transparency. Well, you want some transparency? Prove where you got the fucking bridge guy video. Show the receipts. Put them on the fucking GitHub. All right, all eyes? Delphi docs with your bullshit. Angela? Michael Osbrook? Prove where you got the fucking video. Put it on the fucking GitHub. Show all the receipts. Show the communications with Andy Baldwin. Show the approval to go do it. Show how that video was obtained. Can't do it, can you? It's been 7.5 months. More than 7 months. And you motherfuckers cannot provide one receipt or prove where you got that. And you claim to be about transparency? But you can leak all the fucking discovery you want and nothing ever come of it. Judge Gull doesn't do a goddamn thing about it. The disciplinary commission doesn't do a goddamn thing about it. And you can continue to fucking leak discovery. And you call leaking discovery putting Rick's second trial at risk as transparency? But you won't be transparent about leaking that bridge guy video? Interesting. And here's a classic. They love to frame me as a misogynist. They've literally typed that word out before. Misogynist, woman hater. Women having skills, sus as fuck. No, sorry, chick, that don't work either. Guess what? In my career, I've had to work with numerous successful women, badass women, women who are successful, who are smart, and who are co-workers and actually supervisors and bosses. There's many women with many skills, and there's badass women. This ain't about man versus woman. This is about you trying to hide behind your gender. You're trying to hide behind your sexuality or your sex or your vaginas because you don't want to be criticized for the bullshit that you do. So when it comes to being accountable for your bullshit, then you claim woman. So therefore, anyone holding you accountable is now a woman hater. Trust me, the community sees that too. Education, wide vocabulary, evil. Oh, we're not even going to measure dick. We're not going to do cock measuring on vocabulary, okay? I'm right there with you. You're no better than me, and I'm no better than you. We all know how to use the English language, so fuck off. Being British or European, criminal. No. Going and recruiting individuals in Europe to do the worst of your fuck shit. Therefore, there's jurisdictional separation so that if you do get caught with your hands in the cookie jar, they escape accountability. That is fucking evil, and that is what you've all done. It's also what the Troll Farm has done and the Patty family. Why? Because we've had confessions from that group. The worst of the fucking trolls, the worst of the bullies, and the people doing the most fuck shit on the defense side. Yeah, you go recruit them from Europe so that they don't have the same ability to be prosecuted as someone in the States. It's also the reason you use Canadians. Calling any of this out, insane cunts attacked unprovoked. You haven't called out shit. This was all gaslighting. This was all fucking gaslighting. Not a piece of this was true. None of this is what I've said or done. This is all a fucking gaslight. Okay, and the reason you're doing it is because of what you get right here with this gullible moron. I hate them so much. Angry Mingo. Why Mingos? Is there a street? Is there a street called Mingo? Just question. I think there's a road. There's a street called Mingo in Florida somewhere. Is that where that comes from? And it gets richer. Christina and Prof are unhindered by any knowledge of the facts. They are too stupid to know they are stupid. Oh, sure. Sure. Listen, I don't have to suck cock and steal someone's husband to get a job and have a house over my head and my children's head. So I guess I'm stupid. Even Grok is like side-eye. They release court docs and sort the records out. Well, Bridget Rainwright, you know nothing. Obviously, you haven't seen a goddamn thing. Okay? You haven't seen a thing, Bridget. You don't know what you're talking. You're talking out of your ass. They release court docs and sort the records out. No, that's not what they do. That's not what they do. That's the cover for what they do. I've never watched Prof. Well, it's obvious because you don't know what you're talking about. Makes my skin crawl. Why? Because of the 2-second clips Keats puts up out of context to try to smear me. From the things I've read and see, he and his followers say. You mean from the things the cranks have consistently spam posted all over the internet for the past 7 months? Irrational and nonsensical. It's so obvious that your intentions are transparency. Well, if they were transparency, they'd tell the truth about leaking that Bridge Guy video, wouldn't they? And here she goes again, the genius. They are guilters, remember? They're guilters. They're guilters hiding in the skin of Free Rick Allen. And then you get this next one. I mean, that's what they're saying about us, okay? How can they say you're a defense shield? I've shown you this one. Okay, sorry. Double posting here. There you go. And this is another thing. Now remember, excited utterance covered for their asses, okay? And excited utterance literally covered for their asses. She went and deleted the very foul-mouthed live stream that they did with her to try to save face about this whole debacle. She put her neck on the line and she platformed them, and then she platformed Luke and put herself at risk of that, right? And then deleted it to shield them from accountability. Yeah, she protected them. But even that's not good enough for these stalkers. Look at this. I agree, Hella. I think Lauren should have absolutely taken a page out of your book and gotten the content she needed from other people. Then she could have just completely avoided the issue altogether and let those who helped her hang out to dry. So remember, Keith has attacked Andy Kopsa, Amy G, and now Excited Utterance. No one's good enough for Keith. But Excited Utterance will sit there and take the shit and still orbit this group of idiots. You want to know what? Excited Utterance, make the live again. Put that live back up so the world can see their disgusting behavior themselves. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have deleted that to shield them from accountability. That was a weak move. And they don't even appreciate what you've done because look at here, Hella. Look at here. Zero appreciation for what you've done. And remember, you were supposed to platform me as well. You were going to give me an opportunity to tell my side of this all at that time. And remember, you didn't. Remember, you pulled the rug out from under me. And I mean, literally the same day. You know how I mean this? When I'm saying this woman has been provoking me repeatedly on and on and on, going back to December. Look at this one, just the very fucking same day. Prof is always the victim according to Prof. There's a word for that. And now let's look at some of the comments. I told you it's always where the comments are. When that one was new and claimed to be a target for trolls, I offered some good advice. Then I saw that that person was feeding the trolls and complaining about the results. Kind of like when people put delicious garbage in loose cans in bear country, then complain when bears become nuisances. So I unsubscribe and click don't recommend the channel. Well, let's be honest here, because that's the gaslight. Because this community has been so reluctant to hear the truth that even when Jinx in the troll farm 2 years ago was stalking, harassing the fuck out of me, doxing me, putting my family at risk and all this shit, and I was showing the community then what they were doing to silence me and control me, no one wanted to hear it. They said, Prof, don't feed the trolls, don't do the drama. What if this is the most important thing in this case? And you all don't want to hear it. You're like the three monkeys. You want to see no evil? Cover your eyes and pretend it's not there. You want to hear no evil. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear the truth of the evil. And you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about the evil. You pretend to be deaf, dumb, and blind and just sit there and act like a fucking paraplegic goofball who can't do anything but sit there and exist. You don't want to fight what's in front of your face. And then we got another liar. Listen to this one. Kayla, 1113. Oh, that's interesting. 13, huh? 13. Kayla, 13. Just block him. I blocked him on my phone and X. I did hundreds of hours of research for him. Lie. And he turned around and treated me and our little group all kinds of names and shut us out of our own database, and we all contributed to. He's just a miserable human. Everyone needs to work together. This is deaf, dumb, and blind individual. Let's talk about that, Kayla. Since you're lying, let's talk about that. You did hundreds of hours of research for me. Really? Prove it. Because the way I recall, and I believe Aaron Town and a few other people who were in that Discord, they can attest to what really happened, which is that I opened a Discord for my YouTube channel. And all of you played around in my Discord for the longest and shared information with each other. And when the troll farm imploded my Discord because they were using it to go start turf wars and drama and screenshotting and going provoking and starting needless, endless distractions and drama, I booted every single person out of that Discord and shut it the fuck down because it was not worth my time. It was more of a headache than anything. So yeah, I kicked everyone out and got rid of another headache in my life because I barely have time to do these live streams. I didn't have time to fuck around with Discord drama all day due to Jinx 13 and all the other assholes who were in there trying to use it as a source of screenshots to go start drama in the community. So you trying to turn that around on me is a very despicable narcissistic act. This was not about you. You didn't own the Discord. You didn't own the information. It was no slight against you. No one hurt you. You're just butthurt, and you're a retard fucking leftist who cannot fucking understand what is actually going on into this case, and you'd adhere to these personalities. You can't even see your ass from a hole in the wall. Treated you and your group all kinds of names. That doesn't even make sense. But no, I didn't call you all kind of names. Shut you out of your own database. No, I turned you out of my Discord, which I own and I created, and it was called The Prof. And all of you got booted. It's all fucking fair because every single person was booted. There's no unfairness there. And it wasn't research you did for me. See, that's a gaslight, and I take highly offense to it. I take high offense to it. I did hundreds of hours of research for him. It wasn't for me, dumbass. It was for you. You did research for you. You used it as an entertainment platform for you. You used it as a 24-hour chat log for you and the people in the Discord. It wasn't research you did for me. So this is another smear. You're trying to discredit me and make me look like a user and an abuser. Just a miserable human. Prove it. I think you're miserable because all you do is think about your son and praise your son and talk about how fucking awesome your son is. Do you not have a life? You're living in fantasy world. Everyone needs to work together. Well, we tried that. We tried that. And you know what? I tried that on March 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th when I repeatedly messaged these cranks and said, go tell the community the truth so I don't have to because I don't want to do this. And the cranks refuse to work together. So you would usually put in all that smoke, directing it right to those cranks whose very chats you're sitting in. You should be directing all of this frustration to the cranks because when they were asked to be honest, they refused to and they still haven't been. And you're just falling behind them just perfectly. And like I said, not only does she cross-post them on different platforms, okay? Not only does she cross-post, she repeatedly posts. So 24 hours later, she reposts her own fucking post. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? She had to repost it. I didn't know Prof was incapable of processing satire. My B. Can't believe he's been throwing a whole entire hissy fit this whole time. Joke. Him and his little sidekicks get off on punishing other people. So a fucking course they became this meme even harder. Unclench your butt. Because I'm the one overreacting.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Once again, Prof might be dumber than Jerry Holman. Once again, align me with Jerry Holman now. See, that's another alignment. Prof is Jerry Holman. Tony Liggett. He's at least as dumb as Tony Liggett. Okay. All right. So you see the pattern that I'm trying to display to you? So the pattern here is Prof, Nick McClellan, Murder Sheet, Jerry Holman, Tony Liggett, Christina, Adrian, Lauren. Are you seeing more clearly now that I'm baby walking you? holding your hand through this. Tony Liggett, Jerry Holman, and the next day. Like I said, this is a daily occurrence. Look, I wonder why this sadistic bitch is so desperate to see that I'm punished. Sadistic bitch, prof. Let's talk about sadistic bitches. All eyes. Do you know where this comment came from? Anyone in the chat know where this comment came from? This came from one of Christina's little videos in which I might make a little snarky comment that is factually accurate. I said, hey, I wonder if All Eyes' employer knows that she has been doing all this shit on the clock. What type of question do we call that, ladies and gentlemen? Is that sadism? This is a rhetorical question posted very hidden away under one of Christina's little bitty short videos. Notice, I didn't call her a bitch. I didn't call her a cunt. I didn't call her a sadistic bitch or a stupid ass bitch or anything like this. You've just seen a whole handful of provoking day after day after day after day. And this is all I've done. My clapback was this one little comment hidden away on Christina's channel. And of course, what does she do? Right? And look at what this opens the door into. Like I said, the comments. It's always the comments. It makes no fucking sense. These people and I used to listen to and donate to Prof. But when shit started going sideways because of jealousy issues, made me realize that him and his followers literally have nothing better to do than use Rick's suffering for their own gain. One thing I've learned throughout the years is those who accuse and point fingers and scream the loudest are the ones who are really fucked up. Well, oddly enough, you're saying that in All Eyes channel. Who is the one who points the fingers and screams the loudest? But it's odd that you don't get that. I'm so sick of it. I don't understand why this fucking nutty, oh, hey, what's her bucket at all? I literally had a whole ass conversation about why I don't understand her point in making the video of Ange and Sleuthy, because she has take this shit out of context, literally. And her sin back to me was, she is so sorry. I can't trust my people. Bitch, wow. Then she understood what I was saying and apologized, but she still can't understand. She is taking what other people say out of context. No, we're not. You know what? We'd have the context if Hella would put the fucking live back up. Like, when did it become about the creators? Well, I'll tell you what, when an entire fucking contingent started gang stalking us, the minute we came on questioning this case, that's when it became about other creators. Because the elephant in the room here that no one seems to fucking understand is, if you come into Delphi talking about the case and you start hitting on pertinent shit, you're all of a sudden going to have an entire fucking stalking farm of gang stalkers come down and descend upon your ass and try to run you and harass you and give you anxiety and smear you and push you off of the internet because you question the things that should not be questioned. That's when it becomes about other creators, because this has always been about other creators. But some of you have a hard time getting it through your thick skulls. If you don't look and see what's happening in this community with all these creators, you're a fucking idiot. because that's where it's all happening. This shit is not happening in the courtroom. That's fixed. It's not happening in the law enforcement. That's fixed. It's not happening in the defense. That's fixed. And I don't even think it's happening in the appellate team because it's probably fucking fixed. You know where this is actually happening? Out here in the real world, in this community, on these platforms, with all of this back and forth with the creators. And you are so fucking blind, you can't even see it yet. Wait until they come after you and your families. Maybe your eyes will crack open and you'll start to see it. They preach over there, this is the best for Rick, and everyone else is scamming or using shit for clout. And Lord forbid you tell them they are wrong, R-O-N-G. It's sickening. They are twisted and fucked in the head, and they are literally using this case as a way to gain followers who in themselves are lost AF and have no idea but to follow. I say fuck that. Stand true to you and stand for what you believe in. If you don't like what people have to say, don't listen. But it's so sad that they tend to pick on the ones who have literally spent their energy trying to preserve the shit the state tried to hide. All eyes, you're literally the best thing that has happened to this case, and I am grateful. Please don't waste your time and energy on those who don't deserve it. Somebody's duped. Listen, the fact that this woman and her team are paid or whatever it is, or do it on the clock, on government time, or whatever it is they're doing to create this unbelievable resource. What case have you ever seen in the entire fucking world that has a resource anywhere comparable to Rick Allen? I'll wait. What defendant on the face of this earth has anything that compares to Rick Allen in terms of resources like All Eyes Get Up? I'll wait. You think that's by accident? You think that's just some mother sitting in her fucking closet with two little kids and a husband and all this shit, innocently doing this and typing till she can't even fucking type or see no more and ruining her eye? Now she's a one-eyed Wonder Woman. You think that's what's actually going on here? Are you that fucking stupid? And here someone with common sense comes in. Can y'all stop fighting and just both agree to disagree and help Richard Allen separately? Not many of us want to continue to see this fight. Oh, some common sense enters the chat. And look at the response. Because this is the one sending Rick Allen money when he doesn't want it. All Eyes on Delphi responds to utter psychotic bullshit said about her as she is being openly threatened. Where's the threats? Where's the threats? Where is there any threat whatsoever? Should I send you the fucking 15 death threats that are sitting here on my hard drive right now? Do you want to see my death threats? Do you want to see all the shit I got in my mailbox? Do you want my police department to explain to you the calls they've gotten to come and fucking harass me? Or should I go to child protection and try to get the paperwork from them to display to you that these people on the internet have tried to use child protective services? Or maybe I should go get my family members to come tell you what has happened to them. So who's the victim here? %98 of the time, All Eyes on Delphi minds her own motherfucking business because she has a life and we have a Ricky to free. No, she doesn't. If she minded her own business, where would all of these screenshots I'm showing to you come from? Do you realize I have over 200, 300 screenshots just of her running her fucking mouth with my name in her mouth over the past 10 months because she cannot handle that I exist? Huh, Free Ricky Bay? With all due respect, the male in this dynamic persists. There we go again with the this is another attempt at misogyny. He is fixated in a fever dream reality of his own design, fueled by his incessant anger towards women and his unquenchable thirst to be seen as a victim. You know what is odd about this phrase? This language right here sounds identically similar to someone else. You know what? I would be led to believe that Free Ricky Bay is another one of the cranks, and this is an alt account. Oh, I get it. So Free Ricky Bay. Okay, I get it. So Free Ricky Bay has another main account, and Free Ricky Bay is an alt account. Okay, now I'm getting you, Free Ricky Bay. I know who you are now, because this precise, exact phraseology with the same terms you've said before behind your real account. And here is the phrase, okay? If you got screenshots, go ahead and listen to this screenshot. Go search your repository for this. Fever dream reality of his own design, fueled by incessant anger towards women. You'll find that same phrase from one of the cranks. Challenge you, go do it. I'll show you next time. The latter would benefit from signing out of the YouTubes and focusing on building a trusting relationship with a mental health therapist. Oh, there you go. So now I'm crazy in the head. I need a therapist. I've seen this before. Same phraseology, same person. Therapy is good for every person. Every person has their own issues. Some carry way more than others. A therapist could potentially help him see the world a bit clearer, lower his blood pressure, and help him live a happier, more fulfilled life. You know what? Since I got rid of narcissistic gaslighting women in my life, like you, I have lived a happier, more fulfilling life, because the narcissistic gaslighting and abuse is no longer taking place in my life. So I'm very happy to be who I am. All right. Now check this out. Remember I said the cross posting? So now Delphi Docs repost it, and All Eyes repost it. Now it's on Twitter now, okay? Oh, remember when he asked All Eyes if her husband knew how she talks to people on the internet? Yeah, because she got a fucking filthy, vile potty mouth. Now he wants to know if her employer, who must be a man, I guess, knows. Okay, and here we come with the mocking, which means we're correct. Prof and Christina decided that DB's been doing all the work. He has. So I'll be sure to tell my boss they already cleared that right up for everyone. Haha. That Christina lady is a fucking lunatic. They're all out of their minds. And then Amy G is saying, this is why I like Prof. He isn't against different opinions, and he doesn't lash out at people for no reason at all or for disagreeing. Which is a fair statement. Thank you, Amy G. Amy G says, this is why I like Prof. He isn't against different opinions, and he doesn't lash out at people for no reason at all for disagreeing. They're all out of their minds, says Keith. I guess Amy thinks I deserve lashings Prof keeps trying to give me. Then cool. The same person who has said, I wouldn't be surprised if Keith tried to dox me, is supporting a man willing to put your livelihood and family at risk. Doesn't take a licensed clinical psychologist to understand how wrong, RONG, that truly is. Now, here's where it gets spicy, because this one's going to be good. Now watch how this play works. Watch how they play this one. You remember CJ, who they brought into the community? Remember, CJ, right? CJ. Casey. Remember CJ? They brought CJ into the community. Do you not know that the cranks recruited CJ? That's why when CJ came onto the platform, he immediately had hundreds of viewers every single live stream, and everyone was bewildered. Like, what the fuck? Why does it? Because it was all the fucking cranks supporting their own. They recruited him. They brought him in. They propped him up, put him on a channel, and then they all supported him until it became a bad look because he had a little problem. Well, here's where she tries to use that. Remember how long ago that was? Because he kind of divorced from them at the time of this fundraiser when all of that was happening, right? So he says, she says, Prof leaked private messages of CJ's wife just to dunk on CJ. She very clearly asked 4Pits to keep the convo private, probably because leaving an An abuser is the most dangerous time, but Prof posted it anything. Good thing CJ didn't end up killing her because he very fucking predictably tried to. So now so what you don't realize is that I told the truth about CJ and his wife. And you know what else? It wasn't just CJ and his wife. It was Don. See, you guys know you guys might not know about Don. She asked Four Pits to speak up for her. She asked Don to speak up for her. Don asked me to speak up for her, and I chose to speak up. And that did not put her at risk. You know who put her at risk? Her own husband put her at risk. And she put herself at risk. But you're trying to basically insinuate that I almost got a woman killed. This is, again, a smear campaign because you're dredging up something from years ago that you had nothing to do with. Let's be honest here. If we're going to be truly honest, you all are the reason CJ downward spiraled. Okay, so you know who put his wife's life at risk? You all, the cranks. Why? Because you brought him out of hiding. You propped his ego up. You exacerbated his alcoholism and abuse. You love bombed him. Some of you have been alleged to have had sex with him, causing him to downward spiral into this whole fucking crank verse in which he lost his fucking shit and took it out on his wife. So really, it had nothing to do with me, but had everything to do with you all trying to get someone who would appeal to the youthful audience. So if we're going to be absolutely honest, maybe you all should do some self-reflection and apologize for bringing CJ onto the Delphi case and having sex with him and causing a downward spiral in his life by boosting his ego and confusing him and infuriating him, such that his own weaknesses caught up with him and his wife became the victim of it all, because it had nothing to do with me or Four Pits. And that's the God's honest truth. And Free Ricky Bay, of course, comes back. Remember, I said I know who Free Ricky Bay is. Okay, Free Ricky Bay comes back with the same misogynistic allegations. Look, he seems the type that doesn't believe men are abusive, rather that women today don't know how to listen, be subservient, obey. Okay, so you're saying Prof seems the type that doesn't believe men are abusive, rather that women today don't know how to listen, be subservient, or obey. Really? Is that what you're running with? Because you do realize that what I put up about CJ was advocating for his wife. You do realize that, right? Because CJ was clearly abusive, and his wife's problem was that she was obeying him and being subservient. But it's funny how you all try to twist that, because you know no one's going to go back and watch that stuff, or no one's going to message me and ask me the questions. No one's going to look at the receipts. So you think you just get to say it and it's out there, and then people are going to believe it, like some of these idiots who are following you all, and then block me out and not come watch me. Well, that's fine, because the 5 people who do listen to you and believe the shit, sure, they won't watch me. But the hundreds of people who do watch my presentations will realize all that you were doing, because it's so comprehensively laid out. And remember, this is on about the 30th of already 1,000 that I've shown you from this group since March. And honestly, when it comes to CJ and his wife, I will always be here to have his wife's back, and I'll also have CJ's back, because CJ knew he needed help and to step away. And you know what? CJ did step away. So you all should probably leave CJ out of this, because by you being so fucking selfish as to try to drag CJ and his wife back into this, you're going to likely trigger him into some response that's not good for him. So how about you leave CJ alone and his wife alone, and let's hope and pray that they just get along just fine and find a better life in the future. He tried to bow out gracefully and move on. Why don't you let him move on? That would be the compassionate thing for an actual compassionate woman to do for another woman, is let them move on and don't drag them back into this shit over your fight with me to try to dunk on me as you're accusing me to try to do. And here's it going to get spicy here. Now, just a minute. Let me read this one. You're not going to believe this. I know you guys have a real hard time accepting the truth. And I know it's not pleasant to hear. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to be a nice, comfortable, relaxing chat on a fucking Wednesday afternoon. That's not why I'm here. I'm here fighting for the truth. And so that's why it's going to be a little hard to hear. But just bear with me. If you ever wanted to be shown the truth, you're being fucking shown. And you have been repeatedly. The prof, at least she has a fucking job, prof. Just exactly how have you paid the rent since 2011 when you lost your teaching job? Okay, let's stop there. At least she has a effing job, prof. Just exactly how have you paid the rent since 2011 when you lost your teaching job? First of all, it's none of your fucking business how I pay the rent. Secondly, this is a smear. Since 2011 when you lost your teaching job? No, bitch. You're about 10 years off, okay? You're about 10 years off. This is trying to perpetuate a falsehood by stating it as its fact. This is defamation. I worked until I was no longer willing to work, which was about a few years ago. Okay? 2011 was not a few years ago. I'm sorry to tell you. This is 2025. Okay? 2011 was a long time ago. You guys pay for those $30 background checks and you stalk our families and all, like I'm about to prove. You need to stop believing the $30 background checks because they're highly inaccurate and they leave lots of things off. You don't even know what you're looking at. How about just ask me? And as a matter of fact, you don't even have to ask me because I've repeatedly talked about my job. And what I've told you is I taught school for 20 years until I couldn't fucking take it anymore. And I decided no more work for me. How have I paid the rent? Are you implying that I sell drugs? Like, what are you trying to imply here? Because we know we got a whole lot of dope dealers in the YouTubes. Okay, we do know we got a whole lot of people on unemployment. We have, disability. Sorry, I messed up. Disability. We got a whole lot of trolls on disability. We got a whole lot of trolls on the payroll. And we got a whole lot of trolls that sell dope. Are you implying that I do any of those things? Apparently, you don't understand the concept of, I don't know, savings, assets, freelance work. But it gets even richer. It gets even richer because she says, and what work do you do for Mark Ellis at several hundred a month? Let's talk about how you earn your income. Wow, Mark Ellis. You want to know about Mark Ellis? Like, are you that stupid, woman? Do you honestly think, okay, first of all, what the fuck is a few $100s a month going to get you in this day and age? That's 2 days of work. Okay, at normal wages, a few $100s is 2 days of work. So in a month, 2 days of work, what do you think Mark Ellis is paying for? Okay, but I know you don't really think logically, but here's the next step. Okay, here's the next step. Do you honestly believe I would be so fucking stupid that if I was doing something nefarious and taking payments under the table, that I would do them out on fucking super chats? Or do you think that I would say, hey, just Venmo me or Zelle me the shit. Just direct deposit in my bank or just mail me a check. If I'm on a payroll from Mark Ellis for a couple $100 a month, I think I'd be, and to do shady shit and earn something, I think I'd be doing it in a way I get paid that you don't realize. Mark Ellis, send me the crypto. Mark Ellis, send me $1,000 a month in crypto. That's how you can pay me, Mark. And no one will know. Are you so fucking stupid that you think that he would literally pay me in super chats where the entire world can see? Hello, wake up call. And this is shout out to Mark Ellis in the back. You know why Mark Ellis sends me support on super chats? So that people can see that he supports me. It's that fucking simple. It's literally that simple. He wants to show his support visibly for me because he honestly supports me. So he sends in super chat so everyone can see the super chat and see that he supported me. Is it that? Are you, I mean, is the cat urine got to your brain that bad? Who is Mark Ellis? Is he the puppet master behind all of this? Is that what you're implying? Okay, so you're implying that I sell drugs or do something shady for a living since 2011. You're implying that I lost my teaching job in 2011. And you're implying that Mark Ellis is some puppet master hiring creators to do things and that's how I earn. Let's continue. Again, the biggest mean girl of all, alcoholic abuser, true crime Keith. Womanless gremlin. Oh, there we go. There we go. Struggles to understand how women are entitled to free will and agency in the year 2025. So once again, so are you saying this is misogyny again? We're bringing back the misogyny? Okay, the misogyny. This is what they love to run with. Womanless gremlin struggles to understand how women are entitled to free will and agency in the year 2025. Because I said, Lauren, why would your husband let you do that? It had nothing to do with misogyny, stupid ass. You see, this is how, and you notice he clipped it. He clipped me saying it to try to use to defame me or to smear me. This is about compassion and love. Because if you loved your wife, if Lauren's husband loved her, shouldn't he want to protect her from self-sabotage? Shouldn't he have said, look, hon, babe, it's not good. You're emotional. It's not good. He shouldn't have allowed her to do it. He should have warned her, baby, I love you. I protect you. I'm protecting you right now. Let's not do this. Or maybe an hour into it, he could have said, okay, babe, that's enough. He could have protected her. He could have shielded her. He could have kept her from self-sabotage. That's what I meant when I said, why did he allow her to do this? Because a real husband, a real compassionate, loving husband would not have let his wife do that 9-hour unhinged stream. Okay, but see how they turn it. This is the twisting of it for a smear campaign. Angela, I just replace husband with anyone in her life of sound mind and good discernment who cares for her, and has her best interest in mind, who might try and intervene. But incel gonna incel. Okay. So this is little innocent Miss Angela, okay? Innocent Miss Angela, who never goes after anybody. Innocent Miss Angela. The woman who lied to you when the Bridge Guy video was released and pretended to not know where it was coming from, pretended to be surprised, pretended that she was surprised it happened, pretended that she'd never seen it before, she didn't know who was behind the website, who never messes with anyone. Incel gonna incel. Incel gonna incel. I'm an incel. So I'm a woman hating, misogynistic, womanless incel. Well, is it because you all refuse to acknowledge the truth that in a true marriage, husband and wife should be the absolute two most closest individuals to each other? I guess you're not Christians. You don't understand the concept of eternal bonds of holy matrimony and what that actually means. anima and animus, the coming together into one unit. Lauren's husband should be her closest ally, her most protective guardian, her most discerning, good and sound mind person who has her best interest in mind, and who would intervene for her and guard her and protect her and always have her back and say, honey, I don't think you should do this. It's not good for you. He should have protected her, shielded her from herself, because that's what a good, honest, true, loving husband would do. A soulmate. But of course, you guys don't understand that. So what you turn it into is that I'm a misogynistic pig, because it behooves your narrative that I'm a monster that you have to discredit. And let's check out those comments, because they get good. Here comes Veronica. Remember the one who's from Delphi who lied? She's lied about everything, Veronica. She comes back. She makes a cameo appearance. Here comes Veronica. Prof. Christina and his participating viewers mirror predator behaviors. Oh, we're predators, guys. Prof. and Christina's conduct crosses legal lines. Where's the legal line, bitch? Harassment, baseless accusations, threats, and doxing intent is not protected speech, but factually criminal acts under state and federal law. Arrest me, bitch. Arrest me. Arrest me for this factually criminal behavior. Arrest me now, please. It's not illegal to contact the person recently doxxed by Prof and Christina. To our knowledge, they don't know they're being discussed, threatened, and doxxed. Reaching out protects them from potential harm, as it's safe. It's a safety measure. Again, Prof. Christina and his participating viewers mirror predator behavior. Harassment, baseless accusations, threats, and doxing intent is factually criminal acts under state and federal law. No, because you know why? When I produce for the judge the 1,500 screenshots and video recordings of you all the past 10 months, your case disintegrates. It melts like the snowflake that you are in front of the sunlight. You can't have a relentless, extended, provoking harassment campaign directed all on one person's head and then claim victims. Sorry, that's not how it works. No one's done anything bad to you. No one's harassed you. No one's doxed you. No one's threatened you. Now you've done the same. And look, they say, oh, by the way, Lauren of Hidden True Crime podcast, this is what stalking looks like. Also, this is what online stalking and harassment looks like. Isn't that harassment and a threat? The continuing threats are fucking unhinged. He needs to check himself quick. He's a creep. Awful. Hey, All Eyes says excited utterance, who they terrorize and torment, but she loves the abuse. I'm so sorry to see this happening to you. You're an excellent human being. And then there's the doxing. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a doxing right here. This is a doxing. I'll skip the doxing. There's a doxing. And she says, again, can y'all stop fighting and just both agree to disagree and help Richard Allen separately? Not many of us want to continue to see this fight. I asked them to agree to disagree. I've asked Prof a bunch of times to just show me what the fuck he constantly cries about me supposedly lying about, but he never shows me. He only threatens me and constantly gets his followers all riled up with promises of receipts that I am begging him to show, but he never does. And now he's got a group of weirdos cyber stalking and auditing everything I say or do, and then doing it to anyone they think I have some nefarious relationship with. Those whack jobs have filed police reports and begged the goddamn FBI to target us. Real sorry that it's been so hard for you. Where's your proof of that? Where's your proof of it? Where is the police report? Where is the FBI report? Where is the doxing? Where is it? Oh, you want to play about with my reactions? Here we go. Where's the doxing? Show me the police report. Come on. You guys are whack jobs. It's all lies. All lies on DELPHI. Yellow Jacket. So next time you feel the urge to acknowledge and respond to a pathological, abusive, obsessive bully of yours, maybe you can think about Tula's feelings. It's really exhausting for her to have to see that. Yellow said it better than me, says Veronica, which she said. If you want me to pretend that Prof and Christina haven't been hunting me and my family, there's that phrase again. Remember that phrase that I showed you from Salty Sleuth's live stream this morning that triggered this stream you're watching? Hunting me and my family and constantly trying to pressure, intimidate me, then you're going to be disappointed. And here comes DELPHI Docs, but now under the banner of Alan Prigman. So why are you not on Prof and Christina's channel asking them to stop smearing, threatening, and doxing, but instead on the victims, asking them to stop being upset about being victimized? You and other people that do this are a huge part of the problem. If someone is being constantly threatened and endangered, then they have a freaking right to react. We react to about 1% of they do. What? Oh, that's a complete falsehood. It's the other way around. It's the other way around. We react to 1%. I've just shown you 1,000 fucking screenshots in the past few months. 1,000 fucking screenshots. How many of you seen me harassing them? This is all PR. It's all narrative control. It's all a discrediting, smearing campaign, and it's nonstop. Look, it just keeps going and going. Siding with the abusers. The abuser is the one that needs to stop. Yes, all eyes on DELPHI. Keith, okay? Angela Sadlowski, Yellow Jacket, the cRaNKs, Michael Osbrook. Remind me how many live streams you've seen All Eyes on DELPHI do where she talks about him or literally anybody or anything else except Rick's case. Oh, I got one for you. Here's one she was talking about me right here. Did you not hear it? I played
It's
it
not
earlier.
productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Yeah, calling us sadistic, smear pest bitches. That's not at all fucking degrading. I've only seen her engage. Look at the language use. Okay, these are professional. Look, these whores. These are professional PR agents, professional influencers doing a job. Listen to the language. The only time I've ever seen her engage with him is to inquire about why he won't stop talking about her, insulting her, and criticizing her worked product as lies because she's a fucking liar. This man, okay, here's we're bringing sexuality into it, or sex. Okay, we're bringing sex, and now it's a man. Man threatening a woman now. This man consistently threatens to literally dox her and try to interfere with her real life job and family. And literally nobody knows why. Yeah, you don't think the lying, the constant lying and knee-jerk reacting to good points that I make, or the constant provoking, you don't think she provokes constantly? No one knows why. Acknowledging a pathological misogynist bully. Pathological. Remember, Sadlowski says incel. Yellow Jacket says pathological misogynist bully. And saying no, not okay is not fighting. Like I said, what they love to do, they cast the stones and cast the stones and cast the stones and cast the stones. And when you respond one time, victim, why are you attacking me? Well, I don't know. It's the 30 fucking boulders you just threw at me. Maybe I'm defending myself. Well, I'm a victim. It's a man. It's a man attacking me. A misogynist. What is the term here? Pathological misogynist bullies. Sociopath. A sadistic bitch. Incel. Woman hater. Veronica. Hold on. It isn't y'all. It's one male. There we go. Here we go with the misogynist speak. Okay. It's one male who gathered the female to go after All Eyes and a few others. Agree to disagree. Prof and Christina are the ones complaining, constantly making comments and threats. Christina, are you in the chat? Christina, have I ever asked you once to go after anybody? I mean, anybody in my chat. Have I ever asked Christina? Have I ever asked you? Adrian, have I ever asked you? Heavy Metal Rehab, have I ever asked you? Sweet Dude Shibby, have I ever? Who have I ever asked to go after anyone? Shh. Let me do a little bitch voice. Hold on. Show me where All Eyes started this disagreement. Oh, bitch. I'm going to show you. Trust me, the article's almost done. But I'm telling you where this started was Dawn Toretti in December of 2024. Fact. Show me where All Eyes didn't try fixing Prof's complaints. Oh, let's see. Doubling, tripling down on the bullshit spreadsheets. She manufactured someone called, what is it? Keith Allen. What is it, y'all in the chat? She come up with some other Allen because she tried to deflect for Dawn Toretti and say, no, there's this other thing, this other guy. Okay, came down to the questions about the fundraiser. She produced totally inaccurate spreadsheets and came up with a negative $40,000 number, something ridiculous. Oh, Ken Allen. Thank you, Adrian. Adrian's got my back here. She manufactured this Ken Allen, No, she meant Ken Allen. Yeah, because a K is a R. And because when she was asked if she meant Richard Allen, she said yes, that we had been looking at him, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But then All I says, no, it's Ken Allen. Okay, and then I say, well, what about the money? No, the money is, Baldwin is owed $49,000. No, Baldwin says himself he got the money. I literally, for All Eyes, I put a screenshot up of the email in which I redacted 90% of the email, and I left you the fucking email on the screen so you could shut your fucking mouth and go correct your math, but you still haven't cared to do it. But all you'll say is that I attack and accuse you about the money, but I never tell you what you did wrong because I'm not giving you where you did wrong. Go fucking find 2 accountants like I did. Figure out where you did wrong. And then take the email from Andy Baldwin that tells you how much money he had taken out of that, and that there's 30-something thousand remaining for Rick's next trial, and try to go rectify that in your mathematics. Okay. Let's not forget about all the other instances in which you came after me, which I'm producing in this article for you, so that everyone can see these things you're all gaslighting about that you pretend you don't know about. Okay, go to all. You know what? Simple as this. Go to All Eyes Twitter and her fucking community page, and just scroll down back about a year. Okay, go back over the past year and look at the number of times Prof is mentioned. Show me All Eyes lives bashing Prof. Well, I would love to, but you know what? She deleted them all. There's only one live up because she took the others down. The argument is one-sided, hosted by Prof and Christina. Anyone who participates in Prof's live is no better, just as vile and pathetic. You see, this is an attempt to run people off of my channel. It's exactly what it is. And a sensible person comes in, Tula, Amen. I feel the exact same way. The only reason I know of any Delphi content creator is because of a shared fight for freedom of an innocent man railroaded by the corrupt people. I figured out real fast who not to listen to or follow. Most of us do not want exposed to the personal drama. Well, you got to reframe it. It's not drama, Tammy. It's reality. It's the elephant in the room on this case. Here's another instance of Keith going after excited utterance, because people, even she will ignore this. Again, Keith is going after excited utterance. Look, you guys just ignored the drama. I really don't see how any of this helps Brian Kohlberg or Richard Allen. Okay. Again, they go after Hella, but she allows it. She still lingers and associates with this group, even though she gets abused. She hasn't learned it. Sickening. What a sorry excuse for a man. Prof can call it whatever he wants, but my actual issue with him has nothing to do with the Richard Allen case. He outed a domestic violence victim just to one-up her abuser, and then had the nerve to tell her it was for her own good. I'd rather draw his fire than watch him lure another victim. Like I said, the cranks victimized CJ and his wife by bringing him into this when they knew he was not capable of coming on here and being healthy, because this is a very fucking toxic environment, and you tried for your own benefit to bring him into this community for you to have a place, and he self-imploded, and you watched it all burn down, and he went and took it out on his wife, and you created all that. Okay? I've already covered that. And then he had the common sense to walk away and to get healthy, and you still can't stop from dragging him back into Delphi? Again, this is yesterday. This is yesterday. I'm not talking. Look, guys, this shit I'm showing you is not from over the past 6 months. It's not from over the past year. It's from the past 2 or 3 days. Do you get it? This that I'm showing you is the past 2 days, with the exception of one screenshot. And here we go. Shaboogie's going after Amy G. Isn't that Australian psychologist a big fan of his? Or is it psychiatrist? I forget. Imagine claiming to be an advocate for mental health and supporting a man who literally fed a victim to her abuser. Fed a victim to her abuser? In what way? Like I said, this is using a victim and her abuser. This is using CJ and his wife yesterday at an attempt to discredit me and have people tune out of this channel because I am saying things that are bad for these people. But of course, Shaboogies and All Eyes and Keith, they're okay with using or exploiting CJ and his wife's relationship to try to get a dunk on Prof at this point, because Prof says you guys should tell the truth and stop fucking around and stop trying to discredit those of us who you consider to be competition. Oh, and what is this? This is Angela not provoking, okay? This is Angela Sadlowski not participating in the bullshit as she does. I don't think Prof is actually a prof. Prof is short for professional victim. College level too old for him. Ha ha, glad he finally caught on. Of course, this is yesterday. Okay, this is yesterday. The cranks not instigating or provoking. All Eyes reposted. Delphi Doc. Sending Rick money for coffee means you're trying to kill him. If you really care about Rick, send coffee money to me, which is not what I said. You're twisting. This is the spin. This is what professionals do. You spin. If Rick himself and his wife ask that you don't send money, who's wrong? If they want this community that's exposing the corruption to be supported and to continue to fight for exposing the corruption, is the way Kathy said it, you have a problem with that? So you have a problem that Kathy wants the corruption exposed and they don't want money going to Rick? Well, I guess you couldn't respect that they didn't want Discovery leaked. You couldn't respect they didn't want a fundraiser in Rick's name. You couldn't respect that they didn't want to sign the contract to hire you on as lawyers and investigators for the post-conviction investigation. So, of course, you can't respect any fucking thing else they ask. But you're advocates for Rick Allen? Doesn't advocacy begin with respect? And then they paste a viewer's comment here. And they say, and his flying monkeys never stop either. Comment on Amy's channel. So apparently this is a flying monkey of mine. I guess they're trying to imply that I send out flying monkeys, which I could not find a single person to come in the chat and say that I've ever sent out anyone to be a flying monkey on anything. But this creator or this viewer says, wish everyone would work together on this case. You're doing a great job, Amy, but you and Prof need to work together and get the real killers of Abby and Libby. Fuck all the bitching and sorts. Just get together and find the real low-life scumbags that did this crime. It's justice for Libby and Abby. Okay, just saying I appreciate both of you taking your life and trying to figure out who done this. If one of you make a mistake, so what? Nobody's perfect. Just admit you're wrong and correct it. Move on. Just get the real killers, because we all know that Richard Allen didn't kill nobody. He was framed, so kick ass and find out your and Prof's work is not going unnoticed, and you're doing great work, so I'm not taking a side in this. Just need to work together and solve this. I know you're very close, okay? Love to all. Peace out. Now, how is that a flying monkey? What in there did you hear that was negative? Can please someone enlighten me? You got Delphi docs and all eyes repeating the sentiment. And his flying monkeys never stop. Like, this is literally some independent person out in the world who watches YouTube saying, please just get along. He's being nice to Amy and he's being considerate to me. And he's saying, you guys just get along and get Rick out of this situation and find the truth. And they have a problem with that? Again, look at the date. Yesterday. All of this is yesterday. Do we get it? And yesterday again. Can someone let Christina Joe, oh hey Christina, know to leave my friends alone? I'm really sick of her weirdo stalker ass trying to dox everyone and threatening to expose them for not wanting to play with her during recess. Prof, I know you read my Twitter like a news subscription. Let that bitch know to back off. Thanks. Is there any way to find out who she is? Let's give her the attention she wants. I already know who she is. I was just using her first and middle name as a warning shot. Welp, cue the, oh my God, she threatened me, her. So who's doing the, wait. Is this not threatening and intimidating using doxing then? So is this, if I have allegedly threatened, intimidated, and doxed by saying, does your employer know you're on the job doing this shit? Is this threatening, intimidation, and doxing then? Sure doesn't look like it. Christina Joe, oh hey Christina. Okay, that's a dox attempt. I already know who she is. I'm just using her first and middle name as a warning shot. It sounds like a little doxing there. But this is your cranks, right? Shaboogies, Tatiana, Shaboogies, Streets of Bakersfield. All right. Again, this is today. Today. If he was, we'd probably have heard about it as someone who would have swung by already to blame us for it. I mean, Prof won't stop blaming us for Fortson. Put the brakes on this shit. Put the brakes on this shit.
God.
What? Raise your hands. Can I see a showing of hands? Who has ever heard me blame the cranks for Fortson? I blamed two people for Fortson. I blamed Fortson for Fortson and Holman for Fortson. And I shamed Mark Robert Cohen and I said, you need to tell the 100% truth about everything because there's a dead man in here. And I also shamed every single other person involved in those crime scene photo leaks because I said, you all need to tell the truth because there's a dead person here who left behind a daughter and a wife. You all need to tell the goddamn truth. Does it sound like I ever blame the cranks for Fortson being not alive right now? But you see how they do this. Everything's spin, everything's smearing, everything's slanders. Oh, and look, why are we provoking Adrian? Again, look at this is day before yesterday. They think relentlessly smear pesting people indefinitely was justified because you saying a thing that was clearly about a systemic justice actually gave Prof free reign to personally attack you with it for failing to meet his demands by midnight 2 months later. Totally normal. R&M Productions. This thumbnail, we don't just serve smear pesting, we also serve cunt. But of course, yeah, this is not provoking. This is not provoking myself or Adrian. Okay, this is not provoking us at all, right? This is also spinning the fact that I said I was going to burn it all down because you motherfuckers lied. You repeatedly lied. You lied for months. You still haven't told the whole truth, and you haven't shown a goddamn receipt for anything. So yeah, I did say, I'm burning it all down. I don't care if this destroys the defense side, because you know why? You're fucking controlled opposition. If this was going to destroy the defense side and it was destroying it was taking the bricks out of controlled opposition to reveal the actual structure of what's in the defense contingent, boom. Yeah, I did mean I'm burning it all down because I'm taking the shit down brick by brick until the public can clearly see the bad actors on both sides. And when I said I'm burning it all down because you motherfuckers lied, you proved that you were not able to exhibit any type of altruism, honesty, or transparency. I decided, well, boom, I'm going to burn this shit down because this shit needs to be burnt down. It was festering. It's been festering for years. And I'm the only one with the balls to stand up to you motherfuckers. And yeah, I lost 500 subs. I lost $500. I lost this. I lost that and the other. I lost a lot of fucking sanity because of these types of conventions. Remember, we've been through 30, 40 almost. It's been 2 days that I've shown you. So I don't, you're going to keep doing it? Or are we going to keep, how long are we going to keep doing this? Because I can go forever. If this is the only thing I ever do from here on out, I'm good with it. So you need to sit down and think, are you good with it? Are you good with being shown to be so ugly? Why are we referring to serving smear pesting and cunts? Why are we posting Adrian? But oh no, this is not provoking. Again, this is on 27th. This is not provoking on the 27th, which was 3 days ago. And again, this is yesterday. Meanwhile, the prof, and as you see, some clip from my transcript. This is a portion where I was saying that sending Rick money for coffee means is against their wishes. And look at she goes in here. Look down at the bottom. Sending Rick money for coffee means you're trying to kill him. If you really care about Rick, send coffee money to me, which is not what I said. And I showed you this one because I got this at the bottom. Why is Prof so obsessed about money, 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 money? He's so busy watching everyone else's wallet while begging to fill his own. No, because this requires effort. So support is necessary. But it's odd that you are the ones who talk about money so much. Remember, I didn't steal $5,000 plus from the community pretending to raise money for transcripts. You all did. I wasn't behind a $42,000 fundraiser that you have all the donors asking questions and concerned about. You were. I didn't try to get hired onto this case so that I could be paid by whoever's paying you all. Right? Oh, what do we have here? Wouldn't you know it? Going after my family. Do you guys see this? Do you guys see this? Prof, don't you have enough problems without inviting more? Is that a threat? Take care of your family and keep your nose out of other people's business, or I'm going to really get into yours. Is that a threat? Because it seems like that's a threat. And it seems like you gotten into my business before, actually. And it seems like this is getting my business. What is this? You're a phony. You can never be a teacher again. Said who? Said who, idiot? You sound just as smart as old fucking Frecklejoy, who claims that I was never a teacher. I worked at the Social Security office for 20 years. Really, you guys are really geniuses. You're absolutely unhinged. You're psychotic. Absolutely fucking psychotic. No, I never worked at the Social Security office. Wrong person with the $30 background check. And secondly, yes, I could be a teacher again tomorrow if I wanted. As a matter of fact, I got an offer letter right here sitting on my computer right now at the beginning of school year that I was actually contemplating, but I gave pause to because I couldn't find a house that I was willing to rent into place. It would have required me moving. So do I really have to post the fucking offer letter to shut you the fuck up and a copy of my teacher certification? Because this is slanderous, and I really should sue you. I should sue you because this is slanderous. You're implying that there's something nefarious that I've done that would make it such that I could never be. See, you literally say you can never be a teacher again. Well, what does that imply? Never being a teacher again means that you've been caught doing something wrong. You've been censured, sanctioned, prosecuted, found guilty, and your license has been stripped away from you. You're implying that I did something untoward that would prohibit me from ever teaching again? That is slander. And I should sue you. And it's an outright lie. Like I said, I got a fucking offer letter sitting in this iPad right now. Should I read it to you? You guys are whack jobs. Then she goes on. So not only is she threatening me, not only is she lying and slandering me, then she says, and your family needs you. Oh, going after the family. Watch this one. So get the fuck offline and take care of business instead of digging into everyone else's. And what does she put up here? Oh, is that my son's court case? Is this my adult son? So this is what we're doing, troll farm tactics. We're going back to the Frank and Marv and Gibbo and Jinx and the troll farm attacking my adult son for his court case. So you're going and you're looking up, you're stalking my son, you're stalking my family, you're screenshotting my son's court date, posting it unredacted. By the way, I did these redactions, everyone, so everyone is clear. This is doxing my son. There's my son's name is redacted. My son's location is redacted. So she's doxing my adult son, while simultaneously threatening me and defaming me and intimidating me by posting my son's court hearing schedule, fully doxing my son name and location, which I had to go in and redact. Does everyone think that this is victims advocacy for Abby and Libby? Do you all honestly believe that this person is actively advocating for Abby and Libby by posting my family and threatening to go after my family and threatening to go after me and threatening or alleging that I can never teach again? And everyone's okay with this? All you defense followers, all you crank orbiters, all you mean ghosts, you're all okay with Kate O'Hare doing this. And were you all okay with her doing this as well? Remember when she literally posted a photograph of me and my mother and my sister and my brother? Remember, this was in August 29th. This same person who is stalking my family went and stalked my family's Facebook account, dug up a 10 or 15-year-old photo. I want to say this is a 10-year-old photo at Thanksgiving, I believe. So my mother, myself, my sister, and my brother at a Thanksgiving, she went and she dug that shit out of the internet somewhere, goes and posts it to intimidate me on Twitter, and I had to go in and redact our identity. So you see, I've redacted with the white box and wrote redacted. You think this is okay? My adult son lying about my employment and posting my mother, my brother, and my sister? Here's another yellow jacket. Wonder if he ever thought of just being nice and normal. Oh, let me ask you this, idiot. Would you be nice and normal if you were subjected to this? Would you? Would you be nice and normal if you were subjected to this years on end? The problem with his self-described calling out is that these things he believes he's calling out are absolute lies fabricated by either his own broken brain. Remember Angela on the bullshit stream? They broke his mind. They broke his mind. They love this concept of broken minds, broken brains. Broken brain, or someone in his ear, which means I'm a puppet now? Are we implying I'm a puppet? Intentionally trying to stir up trouble amongst people with similar viewpoints to ultimately weaken the strength of everybody united, which is what you all are doing. Do you not get this as projection? This is projection 101. This is projection 101. I don't care why it happens, but when you make up lies about decent people literally just living their fucking lives because it makes you feel something in your normally pathetic life, yeah, you're going to get attacked, you antisocial weirdo. This is this morning or this afternoon. Look at the date. This is this afternoon. Antisocial weirdo with a broken brain. Here I am. It's called the prof. Antisocial weirdo with a broken brain. Incel. But no, the cranks are just innocent. They don't mess with anyone. They're not totally constantly provoking. Could someone please let me know what my outstanding balance is and what exactly I still owe this community that hates me? Why do they think, here goes the moron again, who's just an orbiter who doesn't know what she's talking about. Who do they think hires these PR firms? I'll tell you who. The Indiana State Police, Carroll County Sheriffs, the prosecutor's office, I don't know, maybe the CIA? Are the cranks secretly led by some rich entity who has a PR firm or retainer and advises creators which should come to the front so they can keep control of the public messaging? Why can we afford PR but experts for Rick's defense? Actually, good question. And here we go with the mocking. Like I said, when they're mocking, you're accurate. Oh, you're going to love this. State of Indiana. According to Prof and his side chicks, cranks are controlled opposition working for a PR firm hired by Becky Patty and Nick McClellan in order to pretend we believe Rick is innocent, but really to make sure the case never gets solved. No, I said you're here to derail the appeal and to bury the case permanently, make sure the conviction sticks. That's what I said. Because otherwise, why would you be relentlessly attacking me for a year now? There's absolutely no reason for you motherfuckers to keep my names running out of your mouths for a year now, starting with All Eyes and then flowing into all of you motherfuckers. Why do you continuously do this? I've got over 1,000 screenshots of the same type of bullshit. It's been unending, incessant since March. Why? Because you wanted to fucking pull the puppet strings behind this community and leak shit and groom the defense and fucking and take control of the narrative and not have anyone else call you out on it or ask you to actually fucking tell the truth and step from behind the curtain. See, we're going to have to get real honest in this community, or you guys are going to be the ones who just fall off and you turn into a non-entity. That's the direction you're headed with this type of bullshit. Because trust me, I will keep showing the community this bullshit until it fucking ends. Jesus fucking Christ, there must be no tinfoil left where he lives. Lunacy. I think that man is truly unwell. He's been spiraling for the last 6-7 months. No, I've been telling the fucking truth for the last 6-7 months. You just can't keep up because you're a lunatoon. I stopped watching him a while ago and recently clicked on one of his lives, and I honestly was in disbelief. He looks awful, and he makes 0 sense. Drastic difference than a year. It's only going to get worse if he doesn't log off. It's Lauren on steroids situation. I actually think I look good comparatively. I mean, you should have seen me 2 or 3 years ago when the troll farm was stressing me out. But again, Lauren, you see, it's Lauren on steroids. He looks unwell. Brain is broken, unwell. Lauren on steroids. Nick McClellan, Jerry Holman, Adrian, Christina, Lauren. You see? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. But look at the main actors here. Delphi Docs. All Eyes on Delphi. R&M Productions. True Crime Keith. Spooky Sokoki. Kate O'Hare. Do you see something familiar? Look at this. All I ask you all to do out there is meditate upon this list of names who just happen to be the ones in this conversation. I mean, look at it. Look at this list of names, right? Put your thinking caps on. Now add to that the Knot, the Due Process Gang, Delphi Docs. Why is this okay? Misogynist, predator, sadistic, woman hater. He can't teach anymore. He was never a teacher. Doxing, my son, my mother, my sister. My brother. Why is it okay from this group? Again, now I know it's going to be tough to remind you of this. This was only the past few days. This is not the course of 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months. I've already shown you 1,000 from the past 5, 6, 7, 8 months. These, how many were in here today? 46. These 46 you just saw, and there was 1 or 2 duplicates. So let's say 45. These are just from the past 3 days, with the exception of the one from August showing my family that I wanted to use as an example of going after my family. So with the exception of one that was from August 29th, everything you've just seen is 3 days worth. Now, you think we don't have a problem in this community? You think there's not something wrong here? Again, in all of that shit, how many screenshots did you see of me provoking? Let's go back to it. I think there's precisely one comment I made. And like I said, I made it in Christina's channel in a comment section just to poke fun, just to be a little annoying, like a mosquito buzzing in your ear. So I go to Christina's channel, and with tongue in cheek, I make this post. Let's see, is this it? No, that's not it. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. I'm goofy. Sorry, can't get it. Where is it? Not like it matters. But... oh, yeah, this one. So I want to say a couple months now. The one comment I've made in the little comment section under Christina's short, I believe, blown out of proportion. Remember, there was 50 fucking comments under this post. 50 fucking comments, because they went and dug this out of Christina's little comment section, blew it up big, posted it on cross platforms, infuriated all their little followers, got 50 people riled up in the comment section because I said, I wonder if All Eyes employer knows that she's been doing all this shit in the clock, which is true. There's not a lie there. It's just a question, just a little poking. But that results in the 3 days of all you've just seen, including the doxing, the going after my son, the going after my mother, my brother, my sister, right? Calling me an incel, calling me a woman hater, calling me misogynistic, calling me womanless, calling me with a broken brain, I need therapy. Does everyone fucking clearly see what I mean right now? It's not just me either. Remember, Excited Utterance, Amy G, Christina, Adrian, any random ass viewer who happens to be in my chat and then goes comment somewhere else like you saw. Anyway, looks like we're going to have to change the thumbnail because I don't have it in me to keep my voice going for 2 more hours to cover the thing that I meant to cover tonight. But I think this was more important. So we'll reschedule that. Okay, we'll reschedule that. And it'll be fine. Anyway, I don't think my brain is broken. I feel just fine. I feel as healthy as I've been in a couple years. I'm much better headspace than I was when the troll farm were being weirdos 2 years ago. So, hey, I'm in a pretty good space. But I'm absolutely done with the bullshit, and I will keep calling it out. And like I said, what happened this morning, absolutely unacceptable. Uh, I got played, right? I got played. And shame on that channel, and shame on those mods for doing to me what you did to me, because I did not cause a problem in the chat. I asked genuine, honest, very clear questions to Mr. Joe Schmo, and he answered one of them very clearly. And you allowed All Eyes to come in there, combative as fuck, smearing and lying as fuck, and you booted me. So it's clear what's going on here. This is a massive PR campaign. This is a cover up. Okay. There were all these child murders all over the United States that are cult related. And these groups are covering up all these murders, controlling the narrative on all these murders. It's the most simple conclusion you can come to. When in doubt, zoom out. And when you do so, this is what you see. It's simple deduction. It's the simplest explanation for all the insanity. Otherwise, prove me wrong. And like I said, if I'm such a woman hater, why is my chat 90% women? I would say 25% of these women in this live chat talk to me on the phone regularly. Do you really believe these women would be associated with a woman hater? This misogynistic card, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You guys can put that one down. Find something else better. So anyway, I've enjoyed this rant tonight. I hope all of you who happen to have listened to this understood some of what I said and some of what you've seen. It's important and it's not drama. I know it's difficult. It seems like drama, but see, it's drama when it's two parties fighting in a petty fashion. You can genuinely call that drama. But when it's one side assaulting as a group, discrediting, smearing, defaming, stalking, lying, that's not drama. That's a coordinated attack on a single individual or individuals who they are trying to ruin, to discredit, to run off the platform, to make a non-person. As I mentioned, I've shown you this for years for that particular reason, because it is abnormal. This is not normal. It's abnormal. They're all crazy. It's crazy. It's abnormal. And until you can understand that there's an abnormality here, you're not going to understand what you're looking at with this case or Delphi or any of these cases. There's abnormal behavior going on. And the way that you rectify that is you figure out what would make it normal. And once you do that, you will probably see the forest for the trees. You'll say, oh, I see what this is. And like I said, it's not just this case, it's many cases. You'll find this across many cases. Go look for the same individuals in those chats. You'll see them. And the commonality I found in many of these is they are child victims, they're cult affiliations, and there's the same group of people running all around trying to play damage control. And remember, social media is mainstream media these days. Don't you think the corporations, the governments, the high-powered people have known that for years? That mainstream media ain't mainstream media anymore. It's fake media. It's goofball media. The real media is social media, and everyone knows that. Everyone smart has known that for years. So don't you think it would behoove bad actors to have contingents of people operating on social media, which is our mainstream media, trying to control narratives around cases that would be bad for powerful people? And my answer is yes. That's where Anthony Shots comes into play. That's where cult murders come into play. That's where pedophilia and child predators come into play. And that's what we're looking at. So I hope that you all understand it and can get beyond this concept of drama, because there's drama and then there's something nefarious. And you need to understand that's what we're looking at. And it's not just this case, it's others. So I hope that you can all really put it together. And like I said, as long as this shit continues, I'll keep showing it to you until it's absolutely undeniable. And in the meantime, I'm still working on my Substack that's going to try to lay it out in written form so that you can take your time and digest it that way if that's what it takes. Some people are better learners through written word than they are through video. So that's what it is. So I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm absolutely exhausted in my voice, although I feel pretty good in spirit. My voice is kind of shot. So I want to say thank you to everybody, especially those that I love you so much. And a special shout out to Elena Stansby, Rebecca Ann, Lisa, Elizabeth Jones, Oleg Cat, Heavy Metal Rehab. Oh, hey, Christina. I'm losing my space already. Let's see. Oleg Cat, Sweet Dude Shibby, Becky, Elizabeth Jones, Carol, Rebecca Ann. I said hi already. Okay, Rebecca, we miss you. Carol, Daisy asks, hello. Dieter was here. Hey, Elizabeth Jones. Okay, we had David Rogers. What's up, sir? Thank you for being here. Okay, we had Pertinent, Tony Hunt, Foxy Lady, Brenda Mays, well, support with Steffa was here. Hey, Steffa. And we had Tammy Martin, Low Card, Yolanda Pink, Rosie, a bunch of people earlier. So if you were here earlier and you're still here, shout out. I'll say hello to you. I don't want to miss anyone. But I think I caught everyone I could see. Hey, thank you, Becky. Thank you, Lisa. And special shout out to our super chatters. We got Dom S. Good to see you again. Dom also became a member. David Rogers, thank you very much. Tara became a member. Thank you, Tara. Support with Steffa. Steffa got a $4.99 super chat, says payroll. Becky says, thanks, Prof. All right, you guys. So yeah, I'm really raking it in with these $15 tonight. Apparently that's enough to hire a state actor and a veiled guilter and someone who's just like Lauren and McClellan and Holman and who else they align us with? Murder Sheet. So yeah, of course I'm raking it in over here on the YouTubes. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. I appreciate the tokens of appreciation. For those of you on a replay, yeah, please leave comments below. I should have said that. I apologize for not, but let me remind you, if you're in a replay, leave the comments below. Would appreciate it. Support me at Cash App or buy me a coffee, all that scrolling. Check out my link tree if you need to email me. Anything else, merch and all that crap. Check out the link tree in the channel description. Okay? So boom, or I should say like my son likes to say, whoop, there it is. Anyway, God bless Libby and Abby. God bless the United States of America. We got to do better. This is a fucking cancer, and we have to address this cancer. So until next time, haters going to hate, players going to play, and fakers going to fake. So appreciate it. And let's get some sage advice from our smear pest in chief. Here she is.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Prof is a fucking terrorist. A fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
It was our job to help law enforcement.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh my God! Bruh. Oh my God!
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Bruh.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Prof is a fucking terrorist. A fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
Oh my God!
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Bruh.
Prof is a fucking terrorist. A fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
Oh my God!
It was our job to help law enforcement. It was our job to help law enforcement. It was our job to help law enforcement. It was our job to help law enforcement.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Bruh.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Well, obviously we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
Bruh.